Let's take a look at Watson Analytics for social media. I'm going to play the role of a chief marketing officer at a large department store retailer. As you can imagine, Black Friday is an important shopping day for our business, so I'm going to want to ensure that our campaign will drive up conversations, but also ensure that those conversations turn into sales. A member of my team alerted me to a trending topic on social media that seems to be generating a lot of buzz, an initiative to boycott Black Friday. Since we have a lot riding on these holiday sales, this is something that I'm going to want to pay attention to. If the boycott ends up being significant, then we'll need to quickly pivot our approach to capture the most traffic. One of my colleagues mentioned that there's a new capability within Watson Analytics called Watson Analytics for social media, which I can use to help me monitor this topic. It seems like a very simple process to get started. I'll just enter the first thing that I want to look at, Black Friday. And I'll also want to refine this topic into an entire concept by including other related terms. We know that on social media everyone uses their own language. And I love that as soon as I start entering new terms, a suggestions panel opens with other relevant terms that perhaps I should be reviewing. This is a great example of the cognitive engine at work. Watson Analytics for social media is helping me learn how to make my project stronger. So if I'm not sure exactly how people are referring to Black Friday when discussing it on social media, this pinpoints the terms that I should be including in my analysis. But just as importantly, the fact that I see the word cluster itself provides me with the context of the discussion as well. For instance, I can see that people are talking about the anticipation of waiting for Black Friday, but I should also include the topic that my colleague suggested, the initiative to boycott Black Friday, so I can create a topic just for that. As I refine the topic, I can see that the suggestions are heading in a much different direction, so now I can apply Black Friday as the context for this topic. So these suggestions are helping me shape my analysis, but even better, they're showing me what I should exclude as well, making for a much more comprehensive analysis. This first step increases quality from the start, reducing the number of iterations that I need to make, and as a result reducing my time to value. In order to round out this analysis, I'll add Cyber Monday, Black Friday Chaos, and staying at home on Black Friday as other topics to review. Once I create the dataset, Watson Analytics for social media will begin to pull the data for me and summarize the results in easy to understand visualizations that will help me identify what's important about the topic that I'm analyzing. Here I've only been using Watson Analytics for social media for a few short minutes, but based on the topic suggestions, I can feel confident in the integrity of the data that's going to come back. And I'm also excited to learn if there are any real threats to Black Friday shopping. So let's take a look at the results. Here I'm provided with a number of pre-configured visualizations to show me what I need to know. The first set includes a breakdown on topics, but I can flip between recommendations for sentiment analysis along with geographic and demographic information as well. I'm happy to see that the share of voice for the Black Friday topic is dwarfing any conversation about boycotting or staying home. The trend over time also highlights spikes in conversation that I might not be aware of. The positive sentiment for both Black Friday and Cyber Monday are both very strong, which hopefully spells great news for our campaigns. I can also pinpoint where people are talking about these topics. This is extremely helpful in identifying if a given topic is regional, national, or global. Drilling down to the state level will allow me to see these pockets of information more clearly. Now I can share these insights with my marketing director, and perhaps we can use a similar approach to improve the shopping experience during Black Friday. So now I'm going to switch roles and play that marketing director. As you recall, my boss has asked me to investigate how social media can help me to improve the shopping experience for Black Friday, and I can use my subscription to Watson Analytics to help me get a better understanding of the heartbeat of Black Friday. I really need to get more than volume and a real breakdown of the conversation on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so I can modify the analysis that my CMO began. And here I'm just looking for information on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so I can delete these other topics if I chose. I'm wondering how many people are considering waiting for Black Friday as compared to shopping beforehand, so let's examine that a little bit further. Themes will allow me to break down the topics into distinct metrics that I can use for better analysis. For instance, if few people are talking about shopping beforehand, then that will have an impact on how I tailor improving the shopping experience. So if I'm looking to frame a theme or a concept about shopping early, I would want to include terms like pre-Black Friday, early deals, shopping early, leaked deals, etc. Similarly, I should use different phrases for shopping online, such as internet, online shopping, and for in-store purchases, I would want to include ideas like store pickups, doorbusters, door crashers, for instance. Now I can request the data that meets the criteria that I've defined. So let's take a look at the results here. I can very quickly see that Black Friday has the most volume, but the idea of shopping early has as much discussion as waiting to shop on Black Friday. So the share of voice for shopping early is quite compelling. And this is another example of how the topic suggestions directed me to an actionable insight. We should be creating a campaign for early shoppers. But of course the visualizations quickly summarize this for me. I need to understand who and where people are talking about these themes to help focus any new campaigns. And taking that into consideration, I can also connect and interact with the right influencers. Understanding my audience, who they are, and what's important to them, but also where they communicate is critical to maintaining a strong bond. I can use the active authors visualization to help me quickly pinpoint who the key influencers are for these topics. These are the people that I could choose to interact with. The heat map is telling me that those authors with darker shading have the most followers. So I want to send these details to my campaign manager to solicit some ideas. So now as the campaign manager, I can create a number of topics that are very relevant to my large department store, right? Whether it's kitchen, lawn and garden, electronics, automotive. And I really want to include terms that make sense for each of these topics. Then I'll want to create a number of themes that I can tailor to find out exactly how I should be marketing each of these topics, or the goods that live within each department. So I can create coupons, gift cards, gift certificates, bundles, discounts, etc. I can also pinpoint the relevant dates to really capture the right traffic. And as I review the results here, I can see interesting things like toys having peaked on a specific day and then starting to go down, whereas other departments have continued to go up in conversation. Looking at the share of voice, each department seems to have about as much conversation as the others. Then as I review the themes, here I'm taking a look at how I might want to create different marketing campaigns for different goods in different departments. For example, perhaps I want to include toys at a discount in order to capture that traffic, which I would compare to home goods, where I would create coupons. Flipping into the sentiment, I can see how home goods have the highest positive sentiment, which is interesting. And finally, I can view a breakdown of my authors by the various demographics in order to really tailor my campaigns to each one appropriately. Sales on Black Friday really impact the department store where I work. We're in a competitive industry, and it's up to me to come up with the deals and discounts that work for our store and for our customers. The retailer I work for doesn't really care about the structure of a deal in the way that a consumer does. By using Watson Analytics for social media, I discover what deals our target market is interested in, so I can make my decisions with my customers' experiences and expectations and desires in mind. Take a look at Watson Analytics for social media today.